Hi Pisces, this reading is going to be for February 2023. Your overall energy for the month talks about you going through a phase in your life. It's a completion. It's a completion of some cycle in your life. Perhaps responsibilities at work or promotions are moving you to the next level. But it does talk about an increasing workload. It does talk about you having to manage all phases of a project, taking on extra responsibility in jobs, in family, in projects. It does talk about having to carry other people who cannot or perhaps don't want to carry their own weight, perhaps due to illness. It does say that a problem will be resolved, and there may even be a change of careers in the sky for you. It does talk about students perhaps moving into their first job or moving into a new job, but it does talk about carrying your current skills and your experience into this next endeavor in your life. But it does talk about making a commitment, and it is going to demand more work from you, but you're up for it. It also talks about having to simplify your life. But success is going to come from the commitment, the hard work, and you are going to reach your goals. You are going to prosper and gain recognition as you move into the month of February. In that first week, it talks about perhaps you getting a communication about money. Perhaps someone is worried about their security, or perhaps you, Pisces, are worried about your security. Maybe circumstances have stopped you from developing in a circumstance that you would have loved to stay in. Perhaps you lost your job. Perhaps there was some downsizing. But it does talk about you needing more opportunities to explore the world, and that's the direction that you're going. But it does talk about a delayed communication coming in about money. It also talks about you having to pay more attention to your body because there may be problems in the early stage of development, and you know your body, so you know when something is wrong. It does talk about perhaps there being some type of obstacles to goals or educational goals. Perhaps you wanted to go into a higher course of study, and perhaps you're not able to at this time. It does talk about delay in some type of paperwork, perhaps in joining a course of study that you want to take. It does talk in that second week. There might be a little bit of history repeating itself here. There might be cyclic patterns of conflict in your family. Hidden anger and resentment is going to come out. There might even be outside stress or health that is under control but still needs attention. It does talk about you having to break patterns in your life, adopting better actions and attitudes that is going to help you set your goals and reach them. As you're moving into the third week, it talks about you taking on more responsibilities, maybe even more than you can handle. It talks about you being uneasy about making choices or decisions. Maybe you're not ready, or maybe you don't have enough resources. It does talk about postponing tough decisions until you have gained more experience or resources as you're moving forward. Maybe you and a partner or a friend or a family member, maybe you're pulled in different directions, or you're starting to think about yourself. It does talk about possibly someone being unreliable, or perhaps yourself. Perhaps you, Pisces, perhaps you're being unreliable to a loved one in your life. But it does talk about inequalities in a partnership. Someone is paying more attention to themselves at this point in time. And it's not a bad thing. Self-preservation is always a good thing. Now, it does talk about an inequality in a relationship where perhaps one person has more money, more experience, or more resources. So it does talk about you finding your balance. You finding your balance. You're going to find your success by finding this balance. Perhaps you're even going to, as you're moving into the last week of February, you're going to share your resources or your money. And that is going to bring you some popularity, of course. Having money, having faith, and know that you are entering into a period of prosperity. So perhaps you are able to help someone. Maybe you don't feel impoverished. Maybe you feel like you are able to help them financially in some way. Now, I might even talk about someone coming in to help you. Maybe someone that you least expect, someone that you never thought that they cared. Maybe they care more than you know. It does talk about relationships in your life are going to become harmonious and cooperative and very productive. There is going to be good times with family and friends and material well-being. There is money coming into your life, and a lot of it. It talks about concern for other people. Maybe you're even getting involved in a service club or helping to pay attention to the problems of other people around you. And this is going to bring you many, many accolades as you're moving into the future. So, As you leave the month of February 2023, it looks like all is well in your life. However, I am doing these readings early, so I am going to tell you, as you move from January into February, make sure you're focused on, as I said, self-preservation, and take care of your health. Your body is talking to you. Namaste, my friends.